Good morning. So today's Thursday, May 28th. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. And the reason I'm doing this, I'm recording my thoughts. And there's a garbage truck rolling by. And I actually had this idea given to me by Mark, my buddy Mark Evans, who made a similar decision in his past to really shake things up in his life. And the reason I'm recording this is because I want to record my thoughts and kind of my emotions that I'm going through. So I'll give some context to this. As of right now, the family and I, we've made the decision to drink Kool-Aid and die early. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna move. We're gonna move from Fresno, California, the home that we had both of our sons in. Fresno is the town that I've grown up in. I've lived here most all my life, except for going to school at Long Beach State. So I'm 41 years old, and with the exception of 4 or 5 years in college, I've lived here my whole life. I've built my business here. Most of my family and friends are here, and this is what I've known for most of my life. And so we've made the decision at this point to move across the country to Parkland, Florida. Not a lot of planning or insight was put into this decision. I think a lot of it's being made on emotion. We've made our pros and cons and talked about it, but it's scary in a sense that we're moving across the country with our boys. I'm scared because everything is kind of in a sense put on me financially, and I'm not scared that I have to do that or I'm expected to perform. It's mostly the fear of the unknown, the anticipation, because our brains work to think of the negatives or the potential pitfalls or the potential liabilities, instead of our brain thinking of ways to think of the positive things. We tend to think of, well, what if this negative thing happened, or what if we failed, or what if we don't like it, or what if there's just something that just doesn't click, right? Instead of, what if it's amazing? What if we just totally expand our mindset? What if we totally love it? What if we totally find out we've been missing out on and we love it? And of course, nothing's permanent, right? It's nothing if we don't like it, we can't ever move back or move somewhere else. I think we're attached to this idea of this comfort and safety of familiarity. Obviously, telling my mom and the family, initially they're shocked, right? Because this is something that people don't necessarily do, pick up their family and move across the country. But I think we've been a little bit different in a sense that we've never been tied to some idea. I've never been tied to how things should be done. I think the generation that raised my parents, and certainly my parents, I think they were brought up with the fact that, hey, you're supposed to, find a job, work there most all of your life. You buy a house, you get a 30-year mortgage. Eventually you pay that off, and that's your nest egg. That's your savings. And you don't move, you don't change jobs, you don't do anything that would be considered, reckless or too aggressive. And so when things like this happen, it probably makes people feel uncomfortable. It might even make them feel like I'm a risk taker. And I'm okay with that, because I feel like I'm in control, with God's guidance. I feel like I'm in control, that it's up to me to perform and seek opportunities and have the responsibility. I feel confident in myself that I am responsible enough to but thrive. I think there's an opportunity. We started another business not more than 2.5 weeks ago, where we invested, initially $150,000. It stretches us a little bit, but this business has a lot of potential, and I know that it works because there's other guys that I know personally that are doing it. It does take a little bit of time to start ramping up and developing. I'm learning as I go. It's like learning a new language. Being in real estate for like the last 10 years, I don't have to think too much about that anymore in terms of how to do it or how I'm going to make money. I'm confident that I can just go out and make money and not worry about it. But with this, I'm kind of vulnerable in a sense that I'm learning how to do it, and I don't have any great plans. I'm just learning as I go. So I'm sure that's going to take time to develop. I'm sure it's going to take time for me to understand the nuances of it, but I'm confident because I have a great group of guys and individuals who I feel like got my back. I mean, obviously, I think everyone at the end of the day still has their needs and motives involved in certain things, but I understand that that's how it works. People need to be compensated too, or feel like they have some upside. So that doesn't bother me. What I'm always concerned about is just people taking advantage, and I don't think that's the case, or else I wouldn't have done what I've done. I trust to a degree most individuals that I've gotten to know. I feel like they don't have bad intentions, right? So it's important for us to establish those type of relationships with people that we know, like, and trust. Another concern of mine is being away from my current business, real estate. It's been, well, let me preface this. So all of this decision was made during this coronavirus issue. It's changed a lot of ways that people are going to do business and the way people think. So compounding all of these decisions is this coronavirus, and it, I don't know, most people are scared of it, or we're scared of it. I always thought it was kind of a BS thing, but it's changed a lot of people's perspective and how things are getting done. So being away from my business is going to be different, right? It's going to force me to take different actions. It's going to constrain me more to run it tighter, to have a better operation, to have more consistency in the way we do things, better reporting, better marketing, or force me to look at things harder since I'm so far away. And I think those are all good things. It's not necessary that I'm here physically present to be able to do deals and close deals. That's kind of one of the things that the quarantine brought was we couldn't leave our house. So I've been sitting here in this garage for the last 3 months doing deals. I don't see why that would change, even if I'm in my garage or in Florida. So Parkland, Florida is the place that we're looking to move. We're talking about selling this house. So, I've got painters coming, there's already boxes in the house. And so some days I feel like super excited and motivated. And there's been some days where I'm freaking out, and I think that's your mind playing tricks on you. So, had this idea of just to document this. So this is the first video, just documenting my thoughts. I hope that I could look back at this one day and kind of laugh that I was, having these thoughts. I hope I could look at this one day and, look back and like, man, that was a great move. It was very successful on many levels. I've got my 2 boys who I love more than anything. They're very young. And so, they have the whole world in front of them. And I want this to be positive for them. I want this to be something that, helps them grow and gives them more opportunity and insight and just enjoyment, And for my wife too, she's not a Fresno native, so it's always been a little bit harder for her to acclimate here, and there's not a lot for her and the kids to do. So I think this move is obviously going to, provide more entertainment, at the very least. So it's all something, you know, we're all looking forward to see what's going to happen. And, you know, we're in the process of trying to find that house, that rental house, to make the move. And we hope it happens soon. So, you know, this is, like I said, the first recording where I'm feeling good about it right now. I mean, I could just jump on here again in a day or two or a week and tell you how I was freaking out, because I've gone through both of those emotions. And this is something that's gonna, you know, really expand me either way. And it's a good cleansing process. It's a new start. It's a new opportunity. It's a new perspective, new relationships, new opportunities, new goals, stretching, growing, trying to figure out, you know, how to make ourselves the best version of ourselves. I think that's the point in life. So just wanted to put this on video and start documenting the process. All right. We'll talk to you later.